Following the Battle of Manzikert on the 26th of August in 1071, the Turkish Seljuk Empire managed to sneak its way into the Anatolian peninsula. Fast forward about 300 years later, in the 1300s, the Dulkadir beylik was established by Zainuddin Baraka after he actually managed to take some lands from the Mamluk Sultanate. This goes to show that within just 300 years, the political makeup as well as the ethnic makeup of the Anatolian peninsula was completely changed, with Turks absolutely dominating the majority of it, whilst most of the Greeks remained on the outer peripheries of the Anatolian peninsula, basically on the coastline, and in most cases under control of certain Turkic beylik. 100 years later, in our start date of 1444, the Dulkadir beylik was not really in the best of shapes, but it did have significant good relations with the Ottomans, surprisingly, because it did provide quite a few consorts to the Ottoman Sultan, with the Murad II's own mother being from the Dulkadir beylik at origins, his mother Emin Hatun being the daughter of Nasreddin Mehmed Bey, which was obviously the Dulkadir Bey. That did not stop the Ottomans from later down the line invading and conquering the Dulkadir beylik in 1515. So in our timeline, we should still be around, right? And we should still thrive. We will be changing history in EU4, however, and we're not gonna fade into obscurity by 1515. Instead, we're gonna be more than just a buffer between the Mamluks and the Ottomans, which was the historical role of the Dulkadir beylik. It was more of a buffer between the two major empires of their time, up until the Ottomans basically conquered everybody around, right? Obviously, Dulkadir is not in a really great shape here. We only have 6,000 units, and we're surrounded by much stronger nations than us, so it is absolutely imperative that we pray to earn Jesus, sacrifice a few Glotensteins, and we make the most out of our country here. We're gonna start with our estates, of course, standard +1 mana privilege for all three of the estates. Also gonna give out the Demi Liberties and the Promote Demi Noble, so we get the extra general without upkeep, which we will likely need down the line. Some of the diet, and it looks like we're gonna get a port. Oh, is that on Ramazan? Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, that's actually gonna be of use if Ramazan does not get any allies, so let's see. But my primary target is likely gonna be either Akoyunlu if they don't ally the Ottomans, or Karaman, which 90% of the time, I've actually never seen Karaman ally the Ottomans, so it's usually an easy go for me. We'll be giving out the advisor cost reduction once we get advisors and we have one stability. We will, however, give out the religious diplomats that will help with getting some proper alliances from day one. There you go. We can get Shirvan, Biapas, Hisan Kaifa, even Chandar. So we should be a-okay here. Now, guys, I've also done this video here. Well, I will be doing this video on Dulkadir for an ulterior motive. As you guys know, there's been an earthquake in the southeastern parts of Turkey in the Dulkadir area, which also went into the Syrian and Kurdish areas, and people have really been affected. It's destroyed thousands of homes, and it's unfortunately taken the lives of many people. So I've did a little bit of digging, and I managed to come up with some of the best options for supporting this particular region and the people that are affected by this natural disaster. So if you are able, you have the means to, and you want to, I've got some links to the Red Cross and a few other amazing organizations that help out people here. It would really mean the world for a lot of people and would change their lives. You don't need to do it unless you have the financial means, of course, and just spreading awareness of this particular event honestly is extremely important. I also want to take this moment to mention that natural disasters like these can happen at any moment. You never know who's going to be affected anywhere around the world, so it's best to keep aside, you know, our hatred towards each other because, oh, you're a specific ethnic group or you're a specific religion or whatever. It really doesn't matter, guys. End of the day, we're all just humans trying to live by, trying to provide for our families, trying to have a safe environment in which our kids grow up in. All right, now let's get back in our game here because Dulkadir needs to be bigger and stronger. We gotta spread this white all around this area, don't we? So we're gonna be denouncing the sex practices here, and we're also gonna be getting an advisor for our armies. Discipline advisor, morale of armies, both are really good. It's up to you really which one you want to go for. Let's finish up our estates as well, and I don't want to start getting a spy network just yet in Akoyunlu because if they don't ally the Ottomans, I might just no CB them. I'm not even joking. It's really very vital for me to take out Akoyunlu first. I could fully annex them in one war if they don't ally the Ottomans in the first month, but if they do ally, well then of course I have to do something else. So let's go ahead and also hire the free company over in our capital, and because we're gonna need the extra money, we'll be taking the 5 loans from the burghers at 1% interest. So also make our heir, a general, and our king. Oh wow, okay, our king is pretty decent. 4 shock is really good. Might even get an alliance with Hiss and Kaifa just in case they will help me against Ako Yunlu. If I ally them and they join in, Ako Yunlu is likely gonna focus on sieging Hiss and Kaifa down instead of me, which is gonna give me the time to siege down Ako Yunlu. Big brain right there. Alright boys, 11th of December, moment of truth. Looks like they did not get any allies still, and if we go for the no CB, oh okay, so we can call in all 3 of our allies for this. That is weird. Why is Shervan and Chandar joining in this? Because they don't even border them. That makes no sense actually. What? Okay. I'm not gonna call in any of these bad boys because I don't need them. Looks like Ako Yunlu pulled the classic AI, and because it thought that nobody will attack it, it deleted most of its army. So it's gonna be a very easy war for me now. Let's go ahead and do the no CBS Maximus and rush for their capital. We could have called in Hiss and Kaifa if they still had the 8,000 units, and then they would have sieged down Hiss and Kaifa whilst we're sieging them down. But this way it's pointless. We don't need to call in anyone really, because by the time they finish recruiting all these units, we're gonna wait, what? Kayseri, where is that? Oh no, oh no, it's fine, okay. I thought Kayseri is in the Ottoman Empire. It's actually in Karaman. That's, oh my god, dude, that is really good. What the schnapps is up with this RNG, bro? Seriously. Now the question is, do I attack Karaman before they get any allies? Because if I do attack them, it's gonna be tough. They still have their army. They didn't delete them, so I'm not gonna have an easy time if I attack them. I would have to use most of my army to siege down Ako Yunlu at the same time, so yeah. And this is why I declared the no CB, by the way, boys, because look at this, guaranteed by the Ottomans. I 100% knew this should happen. Either the Ottomans ally them or they guarantee them. Always, man. It's ridiculous. You really just have no choice except to no CB Ako Yunlu, sadly. And we can definitely fully annex them. Coalition wise, it is only going to be some of the beyliks, so it's not great. There's going to be a little bit of a coalition, but better than not expanding at all, right? Plus, by the time we finish the war, there's a chance that coalition is going to go down significantly. We managed to access the southern provinces by getting a military access through the Mamluks, but in the north it's not possible, so they can still recruit units in these 2 provinces until we occupy them. Luckily for us though, they made the boo-boo mistake of actually sieging down our capital, so we can easily crush them here, and then we're gonna have to do this a few times, I guess, because there's no choice really. They will still recruit units until we occupy these, and we cannot occupy those until we get the siege of Duyabekere, but wait, what? A mere 673 days to take their capital, but hey, it's done, so now we pretty much can annex them. I'm just gonna destroy their army for the extra army tradition though. Alright, we can do it now. However, I am going to get on the border with Karaman before I do the peace deal, because I will be attacking Karaman as soon as I finish this war. I don't want to give Karam— oh hello there. Karaman just allied Epirus. I see. I'm not even sure how I would reach Epirus for that matter, but let's see how it goes. Let's start the war. Let's call in Chandar, and should we co-belligerate them? Doesn't make any difference really. Let's go. Now we can do the peace deal. So fully annexatio, take all the money. Coalition Ramazan Mamluks Karaman. Karaman is already at war with us, so they cannot join. And Ramazan's just gonna have to stay there because they're allied to the Ottomans, so there's nothing I can do about them. But hey, at least we managed to triple in size really. That means we can do this now and core up all of these bad boys. Get this mission done as well. And now we have a proper fortification in Diabalagrede, which means that they have to siege a Highlands fort if they're going to take this, whoever might attack us. And the best part is, of course, we have access to the Caucasus now. We got access to Karako Yunlu and the rich Iraqi lands, and we're not really just pushover like we were before anymore. Plus, if we fully annex Karaman, we still would be a-okay, but Mamluks and Ottomans might screw us over, so we got to start looking over in other locations and try and get an alliance or something of the sort from maybe the Great Horde, or I don't know, anyone really. We need help from outside sources. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Ottomans have positive 9973. That means if I was at peace, I'd be able to get an alliance with the Ottomans. Oh my god, I should have checked that before I declared the war in Karaman. That was such a big mistake on my side. Holy snaps. I could have gotten the Ottoman alliance. I could have just used that to focus on everybody else afterwards. That means I need to make a choice now. If I fully annex Karaman, no choice. No alliance with the Ottomans ever going to be possible. But if I don't annex them, because it's mostly strategic interest of the Ottomans. Oh, Hiss and Kaifa just broke with us. Alright, let's get a spy network in that case on Hiss and Kaifa. Bro, what is up with Chandar? They're not giving me— what? Bro, give me my— You bastards! No! Oh my god, this is really bad. This is really bad. Now I cannot even vassalize Karaman. What? Oh, you suck, Chandar. You suck so much, man. How do they have a freaking strategic or vital interest in the entirety of the peninsula? Bro, come on. Why is Chandar the most aggressive out of all the freaking beyliks right now? Okay, another 434 days until we got Epirus. Did they just get attacked by the Byzantines? Wait, is their capital Arta? I think it is. Oh my god. Am I actually going to be able to go to war with the Byzantines right now? Bro, ain't no freaking way. Would I be able to do this war though? Because they got more troops than me right now. And yes, true, I got Chandar on my side, but I also really want to do the peace deal quick so I can get this alliance with the Ottomans, which is still possible, surprisingly. Not gonna lie, this is one of the biggest, most impactful decisions I'm gonna make in this entire game right now. Before we do anything else, we got to get some more burger loans, so let's do that right now. Considering that the Ottomans are still at military tech 3, I think I'm just not gonna give a schnaps about them. So I'm gonna be making a Dulkadir my vassal, and let's go with this peace deal here. Hails to the yeah, meaning we are now in the war against the Byzantines. We can call in Chandar, and hopefully we don't get a raffle schnippled here. Chandar, where are you going? Don't go! No, Chandar! It's okay, we're getting Eastern medieval infantry from our new vassal though, so that's good for us. Alright, we can also intercept these Athenian boys here. Nice, 5,000 agon. And we can probably peace out Herzegovina first, I guess. Yeah, you guys come back here. We're gonna go to Herzegovina first, get him out of the war. And of course, the Ottomans declared their war. Jesus, man, the Ottomans are completely crushing everything here. What the F, dude? For real, they're completely screwing everybody here. Hey, at least we got the Renaissance. Oui. I probably shouldn't say oui because it's not French, is it? All right, let's assign this bad boy here now. And let's do one more mission. I shouldn't have done that mission now. Oh, well. Austria declared war on Burgundy with the Liberation CB. What? Okay. Burgundy apparently is already a junior partner of France. Well, France pretty much won this run, didn't they? All right, I think we can do our peace deal with the Serbians. We got 4 full ducats, boys. We got a good 4.6 ducats, eh? Wasted a lot of my mana points to lower the war exhaustion, which has reached horrible levels right now. And I'm also going to be shipping my boys over here because we got to take care of the rebels we got. I know what some of you thinking. Vassalize the Byzantines so you can go in a defensive war against the Ottomans. I cannot do that because the Ottomans took most of the fort, actually all of the forts. So I just got to wait for the Ottomans to peace out the Byzantines, and then I vassalize them afterward. Ah, man, I just realized I got Syrian separatists because this is a Syrian province here. I was gonna release Syria, and I will release Syria to feed them all of their cores from the Mamluks later down the line. It's just I didn't have any moment of peace to release them, sadly, so there's that, right? Oh, you know what? Yeah, sure, you guys go and siege those provinces down. Maybe the Mamluks gonna take care of you then. Ah, man, I cannot wait any longer. I was gonna wait until Kandar pieces out Karaman, but it's not happening, so I'm just gonna take the 3 provinces they have in the north, and I'll take the rest in the next war, I guess. Wait, what? Ottomans surprisingly still would be willing to ally us. Hold up a second. Hello. But that's gonna change once we take the Byzantine lands, though. For sure, that's gonna change. Oh, never mind. Literally a couple of months later, and they're, well, 1 month later, and they already changed. They're aggressive towards us now. Looks like Venice is also at war with the Byzantines, so whenever we vassalize the Byzantines, it is in fact going to bring us into a war with the Venetians. So maybe I should instead just fully annex them, I guess, really. I cannot fully annex, of course, because I don't have a coastal tile, so I'm gonna give them up to Epirus, and then later down the line, once I integrate Epirus, I can release Byzantium and use Byzantium to feed up all of the Greek cores to the Byzantines. So this is basically my backup plan, but now I got really bad relations with the Ottomans, so the gloves are off. Now I have to be really careful and got to be really strong because the Ottomans are going to be gunning for my guts. So next up, let's release Syria, that we now, because we are at peace, we can do that. And look at all these cores here. Also, because we have 2 vassals, we can give out the strong duchies privilege, offering 2 extra diplo relations and liberty desiring subjects. Also want to seize Crownlands. Sure, we're gonna have to fight some rebels. Not a big deal though, only 4,000 apparently. That being said, we went up to 20% Crownlands in just 7 years, 8 years since the start of the game, even though we gave out the +1 mana privilege. I'm pointing this out because I've seen a comment on one of the EU4 forums, and one guy asked asked if it's better to give out the +1 mana privilege or not even joking, half the people replied that no, you should not give the +1 mana privilege because your crownlands are going to be horrible. Guys, I've made this pretty much in every single video. I've made this argument. Always give it out. Doesn't matter if your country is small or big. It doesn't matter. If it's small or if it's an OPM, it doesn't matter at all because autonomy doesn't affect you because you only have one province. If it's a big country, it also doesn't matter because within just, look, 8 years, we got all of our crownlands back all the way back to 20%. So you're not getting any of the autonomy debuff, which is the only one that actually matters because the absolutism doesn't matter. Liberty desire from subjects is insignificant, honestly, and the tax is also insignificant. And even as the Ottomans, if you give out the privileges and then you don't have any crownlands, you say you'd get back 5% from seizing on day 1, another 5% in 5 years, so that's 10%, and the other 10% you get from just annexing everybody around you early on in the campaign. Because the way that it works, when you annex other provinces, your estates move around based on the estates that those provinces had distributed. So if you annex Karaman, for example, and Karaman had 30% crownlands, but you have 0, then you're gonna even that out and you're gonna gain some crownlands from the provinces you took from Karaman, which belong to the crownlands. Did that make sense? I feel like I made it a little bit more complicated what I just explained. I hope it made sense. Hey, at least we can get an alliance with the Jam now. Noise. Oh, actually, we probably could get one with the Timurids if we push for it a little bit. And no guy. Oh, come on, boys. We're really okay in that case. I was worried here, but the reality is we're actually a-okay. Look at this. We got no guy. We got a Jam. We're a-oh schnippity doop. Okay. Look at our alliance set. Everybody freaking loves us right now, minus the Ottomans. The Ottomans don't love us at all. They're coming for us. They're coming for us. What I'm saying is that if we get 8,000 likes in the first few days of this video coming out, I'm gonna do a second part for this, see where it leads to, and I'm gonna do it live on YouTube. Plus, if you want the save game, it is available on my Patreon or as a channel member. Link in the description for both. I'm honestly quite surprised to see that nothing much happened in Western Europe. We basically have still Granada lying around. Even though the truce is over with the Castilians, they did not make the push so they can unify the Iberian Peninsula. Also, France still has not gotten their lands from the English, so the 100 Years' War is still ongoing, essentially. But that being said, as you saw earlier, they did manage to get the Burgundian inheritance ridiculously fast. So technically, right now, France is the strongest in the world, I guess. Yeah, I mean, Ming is first because of the development and everything, but let's face it, France would kick Ming's ass any day, especially in 1452. And for some reason, we also have Algiers as an independent country, albeit they are losing a war against the Tunisians. So there has been more changes in North Africa than there have been in more changes in North Africa than there have been in Western Europe. That English level just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it, boy? I also want to mention that I find it really weird how Dulkadir would know about lands in the Indonesian parts of the world. I mean, were there actually trade relations or any reason why Dulkadir would be aware of what's going on in Indonesia? Debatable. I mean, technically, sure, there were Muslim missionaries that arrived in these lands. That's why they're Muslim lands a while back. So I guess from maps mapped by those guys, they would know technically. But Dulkadir individually in 1452, highly doubt they would have any actual info of this. If there were anybody that knew about these lands from the old missionaries that came around these parts, likely that would be in the Arabian Peninsula, maybe Egypt even, or better yet, Mamluks, right? Rather than the little beylik of Dulkadir. Just find it funny, honestly, personally. I'm curious in EU5 if they're gonna have a different system when it comes to fog of war, as it's called, right? Or if it's gonna be the same system here where it's basically based off of tech group that you're a part of, lets you discover certain areas from the beginning and as you go along, or even specific countries discover more than others. I guess there's also tags that have unique scripted zones that they've discovered. What is surprising though is that Medjugorje and Dongola got pretty sizable. Usually these guys get cut off by the Ethiopians. Even Kaffa's pretty big. Ethiopia did... Wait, what? Why is this telling me sweet? What? Oh, it's because I didn't see their capital. Lol. Okay, I see. So how about Kaffa? Do I see Kaffa same? Oh, it shows me the last one. So if I click on one of their provinces, then I can right click and I can see the capital. Okay, that's something that I hope is not gonna be the same in EU5 also. I have a lot of high hopes for the next iteration of this game, honestly, because it has a lot of potential, but I really hope that they're gonna keep most of the stuff from EU4, including the combat system, or maybe make a better one. Just honestly hope that it's not gonna be in any way, shape, or perform similar to Vicky 3's combat system, which is pretty lacking. But anyway, I digress. And I'm cutting it out here, making it a little bit shorter because the situation we're in, we need a little bit of help. Just like the Turks, Syrians, and Kurds need your help right now in this particular region. So spread awareness about this situation happening over there. And if you have the financial means to help, you can use one of the links in the description. I'm not getting anything from those links, by the way. 100% goes to those donations, so keep that in mind. Now, hey, if you enjoyed this campaign, check out this Ottomans into Caliphate run. And I want to give a massive thank you to all of my patrons, channel members, and Twitch subscribers. I would not be able to do this without all your support.